Yo, welcome to Serial Killers Podcast. It's your boy Jay Mazur.
Your boy Hollywood Rock in the building.
Yo, we got a dope guest with us today, man. We got the big homie Pacino. What up?
Man, it's Pacino, man. Before we get Chino in here, man, Chino legendary, man. The nigga done, man, when I met Chino, man, Chino got a what I like to say is Chino got a Dame Dash mentality. When I say that, I mean like this.
Businessman,
innovator. but you know how sometimes like Dame, like niggas be like, man, I don't rock with Dame. I don't, you know what I'm saying, because how he coming across and how he, you know what I'm saying. Right. But I'm like, only real niggas and people that speak that language be like, oh no, that's my nigga. Right. You know what I'm saying. I know what he own. I know what he talking about. So man, I always respect him for like entrepreneurship, man. The things we talk about God. Of course, we connected as on the music level. So I'm like, man, it's a perfect dude to come in and speak. And he was on me about it. Like, he hit me like, hey, nigga, I want to. I was like, all right, let's do it. So, nigga, legendary Pacino in the building.
What's happening, man? Hey, man, it's an honor, man. I appreciate it.
That's dope, man. Yeah. Man, you
so,
born and raised in the A?
Yes, sir, boy. Grady, baby, man.
Grady, baby?
Yeah, boy.
You said what? From where? What city?
East Atlanta.
East Atlanta.
You know what I'm saying? Decatur, Edgewood, Kirkwood, Eastlake. You know, the whole Eastlake Meadow, County Road, Eastwick, you know, McAfee. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing. But the whole city, man, I paid the way in the whole city, man. You know, the culture, I played a big impact in this culture, in this city. You know, I know everybody in this city, man. You know,
man, what high school you went to?
I went to McNell in 90, 91. Then I transferred and went to Southway DeKalb. And I graduated from Southway DeKalb. That was in 94. You know, Southway DeKalb in Decatur. Decatur way greater. That's what they said.
Yeah,
that's what when I came down here, I'm like, that's what they always used to say. Decatur way is greater.
But that turned out, man, they called it greater because you had a conglomerate of black folk. Their mom and dad was for upscale suburban, you know, black folk that really made their way. That's why they said it was greater. But the culture and the behavior of black folk, boy, that shit still didn't change.
I see.
Boy, it still had the poverty mentality, ghetto mentality. You know what I'm saying? You had jokers staying in a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath house, trapping dope about that thing. You know what I'm saying? But it was Decatur way, it was greater. You know, so, you know.
That was dope that that's our first time hearing it actually broke down like that. Because I just always hear people just say, Decatur where's greater. I just thought, like, okay, it's a slang term. It's just saying where's.
It's some history behind it, though, because, you know, like, I was born in 76, and that was right after the Civil Rights Movement.
Okay.
You know, the South was the pinnacle, you know, of the Civil Rights Movement with Martin Luther King, you know, SCLC, NAACP.
He wasn't alive, though, wasn't he?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
He was alive?
No, he died, but his legacy with the SCLC, NAACP, you know, all them boys, they was hip.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They were young men. They was in their 30s, you know, making it happen. You know, but we were just coming out from that era. And now black people was liberated, so to speak. You know, it still was, you know, systemic racism going on, you know, but black folk had an opportunity to really thrive. You was able to go get an education, you know, go to college. And all those kids that was able to go to college was my parents and everybody else's parents. My parents didn't go to college, but all my partners I had, you know, their parents and stuff went to college. And they was able to come back to the city. And folk moved to Decatur. They moved from the west side. They moved from the East Atlanta. And they moved into like Decatur, Latonia area. It's still like Decatur. And man, people had $300,000 houses. You know what I'm saying?
$300,000 house
it was
back
in the 90s. Boy, they had $300,000 houses, $250,000 houses back then in the 90s. Boy, black folk were thriving. Boy, you see black folk riding around with Benzes, Cadillacs, you know, they're here, black man.
Right, Cadillac,
Yeah, boy, man, we get into that paper. You had some real high schools that was like the upper echelon of high school. Yeah, Redan, Southwood, DeKalb.
Redan was up echelon?
Oh, yeah, boy, Redan, boy, that was really their top notch, boy.
Okay.
Them folks really had people out there.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
They had $400,000 houses. You know, you had a neighborhood called the Southland. Like, I'm talking about gated communities. Like, it was turned up, but it was black folk thriving, getting money.
Okay.
Legitimate money, you know what I'm saying?
So where was the whites like that? Was
the
they
white
like,
the white folks was like in Stone Mountain, but they began to move out of Stone Mountain when all the black folk moved in. The white folk moved further towards further into Stone Mountain.
Okay.
You know, like Memorial Drive was thriving. Like you see Memorial Drive now, man, that junk dilapidated. But when I was young, well, that shit was big. Everything was on Memorial Drive. All the dealerships, all the popping restaurants, everything was just vibrant when black folk moved in. But you know, black folk coming from the hood still got a poverty mentality.
Right.
But the community gonna go down. That's just what it is, man. The community has dropped. You go over there now, man. It's the ghetto. It's the hood.
Yeah, because man, when I first moved here, man, I think I ran out of gas. So, no, I was about to run out of gas. I said, man, I need to find a gas station like quick. So I used GPS it. Then it was like a Citgo on Memorial Drive. So I pop over there. I see like niggas all hanging out of there. But nigga, I'm from Chicago. I see niggas hang out at gas stations everywhere. I'm talking to somebody like, where you at? I'm like, Memorial Drive. They like, man, if you don't get from over there, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, but it just looked at the same, like where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? It looked at like that, but I'm like, it definitely was a hood though.
Yeah, it's straight up turned out now. I mean, everything in the city now turned out. You know.
Even Buckhead. Yeah, they have a whole shit like it's like you in Pakistan.
Man, when I first came down here at Buckhead, man, the clubs was like a lot of clubs in Buckhead.
Yeah.
It was jumping, bro.
So what was you doing All-Star Weekend when y'all had All-Star? I heard they said, man, I ain't never having All-Star Weekend here no more.
Well, I mean, you know, strip club just been the thing of the city since I was young. You know, first time I went to a strip club when I was 15.
Damn.
You know, so that's just part of the culture. Like, man, that's just what I like to be in. I always, when I was young, but we in strip club, gentleman club, Club Niggas, VIP, Club Niggas, VIP, Jazzy T, you know, Magic City. You know what I'm saying?
Man, Magic City been around for a while.
Oh, yeah. Back then, Fred Tokar and Deion Sanders and Dominique Wilcombe, all of them had their hands in it. You know, the mob was involved in it. Man, it was a bunch of shit just tied up into that stuff back then, man.
Man, was you ever in the club the same time, like when like Meech and BMF and them was here?
No, actually, man, I was running with at that time, man, I gave my life to the Lord. So
so you did that early.
Trying to get my life right. I was 26 years old then.
Okay.
You know, I ain't even know who Meech them was. My partner, he would tell me about them boys.
Okay.
And Meech came over to the church because I was running with Mace.
Okay.
You know, and Meech had came over to the church one time because he had let one of the bras keep one of the cars, and he came over there wanted the car back because she was trying to get a car to the church.
Oh, wow. Straight up?
Yeah. And so he came in and talked to Mason, you know, and Mason had told me, he was like, man, Chin, you heard of this dude named Meech? Like, man, he said he supplied the whole country with all the cocaine. You know, I said, I ain't never heard on. You know what I'm saying? But I had hit one of my partners because he still connected in the street, and I asked him, he was like, yeah, Shawty doing his thing out here. You know?
Man, that's
But I wasn't out there hustling when them boys was out here. I mean, you know.
So where you get the hustler mentality from? Like, is a lot of your family here, or is they?
Yeah, my whole family here. My whole family hustlers. Like real talk. Shit. Like I've been blessed and been raised by men.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of folk went raised by men because a lot of men, you know, desert their families. But my great grandmama had 12 boys and 2 girls.
Okay.
And then them boys had many, many boys. And so I was raised around them. My granddaddy, he hustled cone liquor. He bootlegged, you know, cone liquor. My daddy sold dope. My auntie sold dope. My Uncle Dwight sold weed. And all the other men, they hustled, they formed, they blue-collar men. You know, they was able to provide. They all was married. They all had principles with the man, the head of the household. You know, and the man get out there and go get it. The women played their part, and everything was straight. You know,
because one thing I like that you said though, you was like, man, when I got my paper, you was like, when I came home, he's like, most people give it to their mama. Mm-hmm. He's like, man, I give it to my daddy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you seen that? I posted that. Yeah. So I was just talking, you know, like my dad. To piggyback on what he was saying. Right. Yeah, my daddy had went through open heart surgery. He couldn't really just get out there and get no money and make things happen no more. And I was in the street hustling. I was like 20, 21 years old. And my daddy just told me, he was just like, man, I need some help around here. You know, instead of me just coming home, getting the money to my mama, like most niggas, they raised by their mama. Right. You know, they get awards, they go to the league and shit. They always talking about, well, I want to thank my mama. Right. I'm my dad was there. So I'm like, my dad, he the man of the house. So I come off the street from hustling. I'm like, here you go, Dad. Let him manage his household. Because he the head of the household. I wasn't in the household no more. But the man the head of the household. So I just grew up with chain of command. You just know how to move as a man. You know what I'm saying? And I just respect things as a man. And so, you know, just growing up, man, I just have a real... People say I'm aggressive. No, I'm just intentional. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know this is what it's supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to go. These are the principles. I live off principles. And you know what I'm saying? If you're a nigga and I'm rocking with you, if you don't move all them principles, but I can't even rock with you. Man, that's like, dope. No. I can tell you got feminine ways. Nigga, you been raised the wrong way. You know, so I teach niggas how to move. Nigga, I build an army. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we soldiers, but you got to get out here and get it. We don't blame nobody. We take accountability for responsibility. Right. You stand on what you say. You let your yay be your yay and your nay be your nay. Nigga, you don't have no fear. Fear is of the devil, homie. Yeah, you know, a nigga that lying, man, he afraid of what's going to happen if he tell the truth. Right. Nigga, I don't want nothing from you, but for good. I ain't trying to slick you. I ain't trying to cutthroat you. You know what I'm saying? You know, slit your throat, come behind you, backstab you. I ain't trying to do none of that. Bro, I'm trying to talk to you, see how we can make this shit work, because it's a team effort. You know, I grew up playing ball. Man, my coach would pick us up, boy, it'd be 10 of us on the back of a C10 Chevrolet Silverado pickup. Boy, we all on the back of that.
What you play?
I played baseball. Okay, all right, football. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It was black men. I grew up around real black men. Them coaches pick us up, boy, they pouring into us. You know what I'm saying? Men, black men, just straight off the civil rights movement, where you black folk got to stick together. You know what I'm saying? So these men were showing us how to really live our lives as men, and they was instilling in those principles. So it's just like, man, that stuff played a part in my life and my upbringing. So I move like a general. You're like, homeboy, if I tell you that what it is, nigga, that what it is. I ain't telling you about nothing I heard. I'm telling you about something I know for sure. Something that been tried and proven, home. You know what I'm saying? I can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthened me. Hey, man, it's just the blessings of God that been bestowed upon me. You know, so I've been winning my whole life. So I understand how to win. So my mentality from most folks is just totally different. When a nigga been used to losing all his whole life, he ain't gonna be able to adapt to what I'm saying. He gonna think, well, Charlie's bragging. He think he all that. You're like, right, no, nigga, I just know that this table is black. I know that table, you know, that wall is red. I mean, white. I just know. You know what I'm saying? Because when I shoot, like I was telling Charlie, when I shoot, well, I hit. So I'm used to winning, so I understand how to move. So all I'm doing is just trying to show other black men, like, look, bro, whether you raised around your mama or whoever, homeboy, I ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong, but if it come out of my mouth, it's gonna be something that's gonna bless you. All you gotta do is follow the instruction. That's it. If you follow the instruction, you're gonna minimize and reduce your chances of failure. What black folk don't do, niggas don't follow instruction. Nigga rebel against authority. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you about the mindset of black folk, man. Niggas sit out here, don't want to do nothing nobody tell them to do, and don't want to submit authority, but they get locked up and your ass forced to sit down and do what a nigga
that'd be crazy to me, dog.
Like, nigga, you stupid.
Go work for 10 cents. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's crazy.
Man, that could have prevented all that shit.
Yeah, right, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I ain't tripping by being second in charge, third in charge. Like, well, I'm just trying to sponge and soak up some game, home. Just tell me what you need me to do. As long as you don't compromise my integrity, you know what I'm saying? Compromise my beliefs. It's like, man, I'm with it. Let's go. Shit, you want to be the head of this? Well, cool. I just play my part.
So was it ever a time where all that was tested? Like, well, like we say, you were winning all your life. Was it a time that you remember that, like, man, where you had fell off or anything like that, and you had to put your back against the wall and like have faith in God?
Yep.
Like, what was that time?
Shit, I was 26, boy. And man, I'll never forget. I was staying in their house on Cascade Terrace, and man, I was hustling. I had 3 different hustles going on. You know, just being real talk, I can just tell you, I was flipping cars. You know, nigga steal a car, they bring it to me, boy. I switch all the IDs and the VIN and stuff on the car. I was doing that. I had at that time Hydro had hit the city. I had a plug with some Africans. You know what I'm saying? So they were fronting me some work or some green and that shit. But I had that beating. Then man, what was the other thing? Oh, the other thing, it wasn't even really my thing, but I seen a way I could get some money. It was insurance fraud. Nigga had a car he wanted to get rid of to catch a little insurance, little jewel, because he didn't want to pay the notes no more. But all 3 of these hustles fell at the same time.
Damn.
At the same time.
Damn.
So let me tell you, like, I was fronting some niggas from the west side. Like, I had some Africans fronting me to Dro. And then I was fronting some niggas from the west side. And man, they were just messing up the work. Boy, they were just messing up. Just messing up the plays. And I was just like, damn, them niggas keep just fumbling. And then with the flipping the car, a nigga had gave me an excursion to flip. And then it was a nigga from the same niggas I was getting the weed to. He brought some niggas from the east side, told me they wanted to buy the excursion. I was like, well, let me finish it first. They were like, he was just like, no, man, this nigga got the money right now, man, they just gonna get their money. And I was like, well, shit, tell them bring the money, but just leave the truck parked, and then let me get to it. But them niggas didn't leave the truck parked. But they were riding around in the truck. They got locked up in the truck.
I knew that was cool.
Then it was an Impala SS that one of my partners wanted to get rid of. So I called my other partner with a tow truck. Like, boy, come pick up the car. And then my partner who called was like, man, I tell you when to call and report it stolen. He called and reported stolen. Time and my other partner picked up the car. He pulled up on Stewart Avenue. Back then, right now it's Metropolitan. Back then it was called Stewart Avenue. He pulled up. His daddy was a dope man, dope boy, real pro. His daddy was piped up, but he had a car service on Stewart Avenue. He pulled up with the hot car on the back of the tow truck inside his daddy's shop, and the feds ran in and busted daddy. So they seized the car for federal evidence. Because anytime the feds come in, everything is federal evidence. So they see the car, they question him about the car, and he told him, like, man, I got the car for Pacino.
Oh, that nigga snitched.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But see, I ain't even look at it like it was snitching, because,
why you didn't, though?
Because, like, with me, man, I'm just like, man, look, shit, we all know what's going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're a man. You got to take consequences of your ass. You know the consequences.
Yeah,
that's
true.
So, I wasn't even mad at it. I'm like, man, I just got to cover my ass now.
Right,
so,
So you wasn't mad at him that he said your name?
Nah, I wasn't mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, shit, I knew what I was doing.
Okay. Is y'all still cool now? Is this your boy?
I ain't even talk to him but I ain't have no bad blood.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you said
it's just like this, like,
yeah,
man, when you're doing something wrong, man, you know the consequences of your ass.
Yeah, that's true.
Then
you might get told on, or somebody might say you got it from you.
Yeah, so I'm just like,
right.
I'm gonna cover my ass. Ain't no big deal.
Yeah.
Don't folk call me. And I just told him, my dad, matter of fact, my dad had told me, he was like, boy, them folk came over here looking for you, boy, with them yellow numbers on the letters on their jacket. That was my daddy told. He called and told me. My daddy, pray the Lord, my daddy, he dead now. But he had called and told me. And I was like, Dad, what I supposed to do? He was like, man, just come on back over here. They left a card. Just come back over here and call me.
They left a card.
Yeah. So I went to my dad's house, my mom and dad's house, and I called them folk, and then them folk came over. Well, first I called them, And then I had told him, like, well, man, you want to talk to me? Just come on over, my mom, back over here where you came the first time, my mom and dad house. So man came in there, he had all this information. And I just told him, man, I was like, man, it sounds like you know more about the situation than I do. Right, I'm like, shit. Right. So I'm like, man, just go ahead and move forward what you say.
But you ain't say nobody no.
Nah, I ain't tell them nothing.
Okay.
You know, I just like shit. I just referred to a record service. I ain't know the car was stolen.
Right.
I just referred to record service. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was all. Left that. But there was one situation that was just hot. So they had me kind of annoyed. Then, man, I had some nigga from Alabama coming back then. Man, we used to sell weed, but by the trap, bag, it'd be a whole bale. It don't be no just 1 pound, you count a pound, it'd be a whole bale. Okay. And I was buying my weed from these niggas on Deal Avenue on the west side, and we just pull up. But them niggas had burglar bars and everything, but they was serving that shit straight out the window.
Well, like Gucci say, serving niggas through the burglar bars.
So I had some niggas, man, they get to Alabama, and they were talking about that shit was short, 14 ounces. It was just a bunch of shit just kept going wrong. For the first time in my life, I was losing. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, man. Then I pulled up on these niggas on the west side, who I was from. Them niggas smoking and work. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man. So everything was just going wrong.
It was looking like, you know what I'm saying, was God telling you like, man, this ain't for you, dog?
Yeah, because all I could hear my mama voice in my mind. She was like, man, 2 strikes. You already got 2 strikes. 3rd strike, you out. I could just hear it, because I already been locked up twice.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't have to do no real time. But I could just hear my mama voice, and I was just like, man, I'm done. And I had a big homie, because at that time I had a studio on the west side. I had toned down on the hustling, because I was just like, well, I'm just going to do music. But I get out 1 week, the last week of the month, I said, man, I'm just going to get out and hustle up my money just so I can pay for everything.
Right.
Take care of my household bills and everything. Because I remember, like, at that time, I was 26. Yeah, okay. It was 2002. I'll never forget, because they ran them planes into the building.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because I was laying down on a cot, on a mattress inside the house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was a real trap. How nigga ain't have no gas in that thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But so
how you get so when you was like, so you saying like the trapping part and like how you got into God early. Before we get into that, because I want to know how that came about. How did you start making tracks, like beats, getting into the music?
Well, I started making the beats. I was staying with my mom and daddy. I had bought. I ain't even buy this shit. She just, pray the Lord. Hey, well, God forgive me. That's what I say. Yeah, one of my partners, he locked up now too. Man, we had hit a lick and stole a whole bunch of equipment. I'm talking about I had the Mac 32 channel board, had all the ADATs, man, the DATs, the ADATs and the DATs. But man, we had a whole studio and stuff, and we had put it in one of my partners. My partner dad worked for Coca-Cola. He was an executive. He made about $300,000-$400,000 a year, and we put it in his basement to start off. We had the computer. We had this little equipment on the program. Called
he didn't know it was in his basement though, did he?
Yeah, he seen it down there, but he
okay.
He didn't know where it came from.
Okay.
We just was like, man, we need to leave it down here for me.
Okay.
But it was a program called Cakewalk. That's what I started producing on Cakewalk.
I think I remember Cakewalk.
Yeah, and so then I moved it from there to
Fruity Loops.
No, Fruit Loop went out then.
Oh, okay.
It was just Cakewalk. So I started producing on Cakewalk. And I had a big homie named Earl. Earl knew about all the equipment. So I just sponged him for a minute, and he showed me how to use some of the stuff. And I've been a musician because I grew up playing instruments.
Okay.
I played in the Olympics. I played in Atlanta Olympic band, Governors on the band, District on the band.
I was using the band.
Yeah, I was drum major for Southwood.
Oh, that's why that Chasing Money beat just sound. I mean, when I first heard it, I'm like, man, this sound like a marching band or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they did interviews and everything on me about music. Like I ran that music jump in this city. Like I was the man when it came to music. Like real band music, playing music.
Okay.
And like I read and write note configuration, music theory. I know that junk for real. And so, but I seen Master P getting money at doing it, so I'm like, shit, but I can get some money at doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that what inspired me to really pursue the music thing, because it was just like, I'm a hustler, but I'm still a real musician, so I could transition my hustling mentality into music.
Was you the only one in your family that did music?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And still then I went to college. I went to Mara Brown College. I played baseball in college. I was in the band.
Was you nice in baseball or trash?
Oh yeah, man, I got gold gloves.
Cause I see you how your son batting. I'm like, I'm gonna ask him, man, was he nice or he just was here?
I've been nice at everything, man. That thing ain't been a blessing of the Lord, but I can't even front, man. You know what I'm saying?
So what sport you liked the most? Baseball?
Yeah, baseball.
It seems
I
like
ain't
that.
play basketball. I just teach my kids basketball, man. I just play
man,
baseball.
Chino, you can't. It look like you can't hoop, dog.
Yeah, man, it ain't shit I can't do, man. Man, like for real. Like, man, I am really blessed by God. Dog.
That's dope, man. How you get into that? Like, was you brought up in the church?
Nah. Like my ex-wife, you know, I just go to church with her. When I met her, I was 18. I just go, but nah. My mama and my auntie, them, they were believers, but we didn't go to church.
Come on, in the mic.
Oh, my auntie, she was a preacher, but I ain't really go to church. I just, you know, man.
So what intrigued you about it? Like, what got you to?
Right.
When my life went where them 3 situations that I was telling you about, well, I was just paranoid. I'm like, man, well, okay, they would have. Well, thank you, Holy Ghost. I had wrote down everything I was doing down on a sheet of paper, and I asked myself, would I die for it, or would I be willing to go to jail for it? And everything I was doing, it was no. Then I asked myself, like, so why you doing it? And then I'm like, say no more, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I was just like, man, I just want to learn about Jesus. And, you know, my mama, my ex-wife, she kept telling me, man, you got to get your life right. You need God. And so I just like, man, let me just find out about Jesus. So I just started going around the different churches. I started picking up my Bible for the first time in my life. I just started reading it. When I started reading, man, God just showed me. And I be in tears, just crying, just like, man, my life fucked up. You know, I got to get my life right. And so then...
and how old was you? You was 26?
I was 26 years old.
Dang, so a lot of things happened to you at 26.
Yeah, that was the changing point of my life. Because my whole life, man, I've been winning with no failure.
Did you have kids by then?
Nah.
Okay.
Okay. I was just winning with no failure, with no setback, nothing. But it just like, this nigga here undefeated.
Dang, nigga, but
at 26.
That shows discipline, too.
Everything
nigga, 26,
started
no
doing
kids.
like this, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything started just going downhill.
Yeah, so that hit hard.
Yeah, it hit hard. And I was just like, man, but this ain't it. Right. You know, and all I can hear my mama's voice in my mind. And then my ex-wife. Like, man, I just need God. You know what I'm saying? But like at the age of 19, I had a scare. I almost like lost my life in a car accident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can feel that.
So then I had a nigga put a pistol to my head, threatening to kill me over some shit. You know, you always have some street wars and shit going on.
Right.
And I got tired of a bunch of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, I'm just tired of that shit. I'm like, man, I got to change my life.
So how did you meet Mace?
My ex-wife, she was going to the church. Okay. She was at Clark, Atlanta. A girl invited her to the church. So she had invited me out to the church, you know. And so then at that time, I had came to the church. First time Mason spoke, but I felt like he was sneak dissing from the pulpit because I had the iceberg sweater on with the Snoopy on.
Oh, that's classic.
And then he talking about, yeah, grown men and walking around with a Snoopy on the shirt.
Damn, he was sneak dissing.
I'm like, this nigga sneak dissing from the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? So I deal, and I'm like, boy, I ain't coming back to that shit. I'm like, man, that nigga on some bullshit.
Right.
But at the same time, I was still seeking the word of God and studying. So at that time, I began to humble myself. My heart began to change. My mind began to change. And then she invited me out to another day where he was preaching at somebody else's church. And that time, I was in a frame of mind where I could receive what he was saying. And he was like, man, Jay, he preached a sermon and said, do what God is telling you to do. And I knew what God was telling me to do. And I was just like, well, shit, man, I'm all in. And so then Tuesday, he had another service, and I went to that service. Thursday, I think I joined the church. And then they asked me, well, man, what you want to do? You want to help out? I said, yeah. I said, man, I got a studio of all the equipment. I said, man, I just donate all the equipment. I like, ain't nobody recording your sermons. I was like, man, I could mic up everything and start recording your sermons. Right. So I started being the chief engineer of the church. You know, it was in the school at that time. And I'd be behind the curtains on the stage, and I'd be sitting there listening to him preach, and I'd just be recording. That's all I wanted to do, because I just love music. But then...
Is that the one where you had the other room where you could, if it get packed in this room?
Nah.
Okay, that was later on?
Yeah, that was later on.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this one was in the school. And so then Mason just took to me, his wife them took to me, you know, and they seen the gift of God that's on me. And so they asked me to come up one day and just pray for the church before service started. And I just prayed for the church. And then, man, from then on, they just started asking me to do more, you know, things in the church, you know. They were like, man, we need you to teach this class and teach that class. And so, like, I always, whenever I'm involved in anybody's operation, I'm like, man, whatever you need me to do, man, I just help. Right. You know what I'm saying? I just put forth the effort that it takes to be able to succeed, because that's just how I am. If I'm going to do anything, I'm going to do it at the best of my ability, you know. And, man, it just took off from there, and I started reading that Word of God and just studying it. And it just, man, it just started just being illuminated in me. And
so was you traveling with them too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I would do, I set up what they call the crusades. I go out a week or so before to prepare the hearts and minds of the people before he come and get them ready. I meet with some of the radio stations and TV networks, other pastors and people just throughout the city, and just get them ready for him. And then he'll come in about 4 or 5 days later, and then we'll just go to different radio stations.
Oh, so you already be there a week ahead.
Yeah. It'll be a whole team of us just promoting the whole thing. In rap, it'd be called like a street team.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I'll be over there. It'd just be me and a whole bunch of women. You know what I'm saying? And we'd just be out there doing that. Then he'll come in and get a word of God. Man, it used to be some powerful stuff, man. You know, it definitely was a blessing.
I came one time, man, and I was like, one thing about the pastor, he was nice with.
Yeah, like Shawty taught that word. Like, he know that word.
Yeah.
You know
and because of where he came from, where he started from, and what everyone know him from, like, that never hindered anything like that?
Oh, I was gonna get into that next. Like,
no, not necessarily, because when you keep an open mind and you know that, I mean, all of us come from them trenches. Okay. We all young, man. We come from them trenches, you know, and we trying to do better. Because everything in life is a journey to try to become better. So I respect that you struggling. You might be a little bit further along in your journey than me. So I'm piggybacking off you. I hear what you're saying, you know, and some of the stuff you're saying, you might not even have it all the way locked tight. Just because you got the instruction, that don't mean you got it all the way locked tight. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, shoot, I just need them instructions so I can get me right.
Right.
I ain't worried about your walk. You accountable for your own, man. That's between you and God. Yeah. I just need them instructions.
Yeah, I be saying this.
Because if I run my instructions and I supersede you, that's just what it is, boy. I got the game. You know what I'm saying? Right. If I was on the street hustling and a little young nigga, I front him some work and he take off, I can't be mad because he took off. I gave him all the instructions that he need to do what he need to do. You know what I'm saying? He just followed the instructions. I might be goddamn fucked up on something else. You know, you got some nigga that's serving you, man. Them niggas strung out on dope. They sitting there snore. And you telling them, young nigga like, boy, you don't need to be snoring. But you snore. You know what I'm saying? But you telling him because you know what the dysfunction is and the outcome of it. So you trying to steer somebody in the right way. You know, what a reprobate mind be, and a person who don't want to receive, they going to be like, well, you doing this and you doing that. Bro, you stupid.
What Jake talking about,
you go to the doctor and you talk to your doctor and you got a heart disease, he might be fat as hell. But you're going to listen to everything he say. He's going to tell you, stop doing this, stop doing that. But you ain't finna judge him. But you got this man that's telling you that these biblical principles that's been working for years and years and thousands of years telling you what you need to do, and just take heed to it and you just run your course. Right. So I looked at him like, man, shit, he a man just like me. I know it.
So when he went back to was you there when he started sliding back into the music?
Yeah.
Okay.
How was that transition though, you know?
You know, the transition was rugged because he'll be out there saying some little stuff and then I'll be like, come on, bro. Cause he used to always say this little thing.
What he used to say?
He was talking about, man, I'm going back undercover. I'm like, nigga, you ain't undercover. Everybody know who you is, nigga. You ain't undercover.
This thing's all over the world. This is TV and shit.
Yeah, I'm like, come on,
ain't nothing undercover about you. Everybody know who Mace is.
Yeah, everybody know.
Growing up, I think all my homeboys had Mace on their wall. Yeah, no, every album, bro. So it's like no one's gonna miss who you are.
So some of the church was with it and some wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, some folk were with it, some folk went. You know what I'm saying? I was rocking with Shawty, you know, the long way. But, you know, he got his ways like everybody got his ways.
No one's perfect.
So he got to the point where me and him didn't see eye to eye.
Okay.
So I just had to separate myself.
What you think was it? If you could just pinpoint, or if he can, if give it from his perspective too.
You know, in my point of view, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know why I'm laughing already.
Because the way he finished.
Hey man, I got that juice too. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's just natural. I go in any place, man, that juice just be on me. Right. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes nigga might feel like they might be a little envious. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a little juice too. Right. But when you supposed to be embracing, like, boy, I got a strong ass right hand man rocking with me. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it was stuff like that, you know, and then it be things that he would say that it wasn't as accurate as I think it should be.
Okay.
You know.
So you would challenge him?
Nah, I wouldn't necessarily challenge him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, it just be little thing that the character of his character ain't consistent. So, you know, Mason used to come to church. One day he'd be happy and cool, and this day he'd be another way. He's like, boy, the shot at like he bipolar. His sister act the same way too. They act bipolar. Yeah. Like, you know,
when I met him, when I came there and met him, you know what I'm saying, I'm with Lon, and then he introduced me. But the way he was looking at me, I'm like, man, if this your man, he introduced you supposed to trust your man's judgment. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if I'm bringing Chino around, I'm like, hey man, Chino, Jason already know, like, man, all right, if you bringing him, you already done peeped his character, his mannerism, he should be good. Like it shouldn't be just looking at me like, and that's when I was looking. I'm like, so I kind of get what you're saying on that. So when you was doing that, going to the crusade, what was you doing as far as money wise? Like, was you working?
But that was the thing right there. That was my breaking point. Cause I wasn't getting no money. Like, man, Shawty, he'd be out there, man, Shawty get a sack. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the road with him all the time. Not one time Shawty didn't never ask me, like, man, how you taking care of your family? Cause you with me all the time. Like, he ain't never, like, he'll change shoes. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, he gave me a ring. You know what I'm saying? I can't do nothing with no ring. Oh, it was nice though. I appreciate that. Hey, bro, if you see the interview, I still appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Right. But you know, like, I'm just the type of nigga. You know, like, I'm gonna tell you the type of nigga I am. Like, you can go somewhere with me. We're in the club. I know you kind of fucked up. You know, your money ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, man, just come on and go with me. Before we get in the club, I'm like, here, $200-300, boy, just put that in your pocket. Cause I don't want you hustling out my pocket. Right. You might see a little chick you want to holler at, you want to buy a drink. Yeah. I don't need you coming up and talking about, right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know.
Yeah, because most niggas, you right. Most niggas are just buying for you.
Yeah, I ain't trying to buy you nothing. No, nigga, I'm not your daddy. You know what I'm saying? I respect the fact that you out here with me. I called you. Right, you here on my card. So let me make sure you straight. But then between me and you don't owe me nothing. but put that in your pocket so you can move. Because I'm respecting you like a man.
Right.
I need you to move like a man.
And that's rare, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
These principles that niggas ain't raised on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is shit I have to deal with all the time with just doing business. Even to this day, we're running my own business.
Yeah, now how you get into the running your own business thing?
Man, all right, so you know when we were doing music, me and Lon and Elvis and everybody was doing music, and the junk just really just stopped. And I had bought the studio, built the studio out there. And no, it was before the studio. All right, so yeah, this how I got into music. I was when everything started failing, I had with the music stuff when we started really working. Right. I was just sitting at the house. I had a partner. He was doing construction and plumbing, and he was just like, man, can I take him to go put a water heater in? And I was just like, shit, yeah, man, I got a truck. Yeah, because he needed to use my truck. So I took him, and he didn't really need my help, but I still helped. Man, shit, we were there about 2 hours. So shot me $250 for like 2 hours. And I ain't really do nothing. I was like, shit, appreciate that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was really appreciative. Right. You know, 2 hour worth of work, you made $250, nigga, that good money. Where you gonna get that at? You know what I'm saying? Then the following day, he was like, man, I got a water line that I need some help on. You wanna help me out? Shit, he shot me $800 for that 1 day worth of work. And I was like, damn. I'm like, boy, you get money doing this? I like, all I gotta do is keep this consistent. I can run my bag up. So I just started just hustling with him with that. And then he was advertising on Craigslist. And then people started flagging his posts on Craigslist, so he couldn't get no more work. So we ain't had no more work doing it. And the music still wasn't just jumping. Right. It wasn't really paying no real bills. And so my ex-wife at the time, she was just like, well, you know, plumbing, just fill out the application with Roto-Rooter. And I was like, man, I don't want no job. But I'm married, I got a child, you gotta be a man, you know. Right. I ain't jumping back out I did try to jump back in the street. I so did. But you know, I couldn't get none of my niggas to front me no work. Damn. But my cousin, but he turned up, and one of my closest partners, he was turned up, and I went to both of them like, man, just front me some little work. You know what I'm saying? But they wouldn't front me no work. Damn, dog. But I couldn't get right. So I was just like, man, that's just God telling me, man. Hey, this ain't for you. Yeah. And so I filled out the application. I filled out the application for Roto-Rooter, and I filled out the application for Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech hired me. You know, because I'm a blue collar, man. I'm a country boy. I've been working on stuff since I was a kid. I tried to work at Roto-Rooter, so I showed up late, man. That nigga was done with me. For real. I'm like, damn, nigga, you ain't give me a shot. You know what I'm saying? White boy. I'm like, damn, dog. You can't I heard it from Chino. They like, man, Chino, you work there. I'm like, I see Chino getting money. I'm like, let me start my pace over there. Man, so I think I was about 3 minutes. That nigga was like, man, you late. I already knew he ain't trying to get none of that. Done already. Yeah, go ahead though. Yeah, so I had filled out Georgia Tech. They told me they hired me, and they were like, man, if you want the job, and that shit was like $14 an hour. I said, man, I can't work for no You right. Yeah. I'm like, man. So, but now I went to Roto-Rooter interview, and them men were like, shoot, we play percentages. They were like, it's 30% of every sale you do. And they were like, shoot, how much money you need to make for Miss Malcolm to be okay? And I was just like, man, shit, I just need a consistent $500 a week, boy. I can take that and turn up. You know what I'm saying? And they laughed. They were like, man, I got technicians making $1,500, $2,000, $2,500 a week. I was like, all right. I was like, man, if y'all can keep me working, boy, you ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm going to work. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so I chose them because it was like a hustle. You getting your percentage. All I got to do is come bring them back. They 70 and I get my 30. Right. And I was like, shit, cool. That's what I'm used to. But where the hustling come in at? Because I know somewhere in the game. Oh, yeah. So, you yeah. So after I got my feet wet, like my first check on my own when I went out there with them, because you're supposed to train for 13 weeks. I trained for 3 weeks. Okay. And I went in there and told them folk, I was like, man, look, I'm ready. They were like, you sure you ready? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm ready. I can do this. I'm like, man, the same way y'all consider Thaddeus, that's the guy who trained me. I said, man, I need y'all to consider me like that. Because they sending you jobs. It's like street hustling.
Right.
If you got a nigga over here that got his shit bunking, boy, you gonna keep feeding him. And this nigga over here, he playing around with it work. You ain't finna keep feeding him. You know what I'm saying? So they kept feeding on Thaddeus. But Thaddeus had that thing bunking, boy, for real. And so I was just like, shoot, same way y'all consider Thaddeus, consider me. They were like, all right. So they put me out there my first week. But my paycheck was $2,200 for 1 week worth of work. Second week was like $1,800. You know, so I'm like, boy, I can do this. So after like a year and a half to 2 years, but my feet wet. I got freshman of the year. They made me certified field trainer. They made me team lead. So this goes back to everything I've been doing in my life. I've been winning. Mace made me his right hand man. In the band, I was the head drum major. Everything, I was always there with somebody, organization. They appoint me to lead. Even in 7th grade, I was the patrol.
Dang, so was you the line leader in kindergarten?
But all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, Gino.
You know, I don't walk around with no fear.
Right.
And
me
folks,
either, dog.
You know what I'm saying? And people just gravitate to their energy.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people who employ me or put me a part of their organization, they see that and they be like, man, he the one I need right here with me to help me carry out what I'm doing. And all I do is just submit to whatever they doing, as long as it, you know, lines up with what I believe. Now I ain't finna compromise myself.
Right.
So I excelled at the company. And then I turned up on them jokers because they finessed me out of some money. Cause it's like I went to this job and we get like incentives if you go in and it's floods all on the floor.
Okay.
So you get an incentive. You'll call the restoration mitigation company. They'll come out and they'll give you a bonus. Right. So Roto-Rooter started doing it. They'll give you your bonuses. So it was a unit that had 3 other units connected to it because it was a condo. Right. And so I walked into one and I seen the flood in one. Never knew it was flood in the other 3 because it was 4 of them.
Right.
And then one of the guys who worked for the restoration department of the company, he said, he like, man, you know, it was 3 other units that was affected. They got flooded too. I said, oh, for real? I said, oh, shoot, well, that's more money for me.
Right.
So I went to my boss and he was like, nah. Oh, I said, oh, boy, you playing now. I'm like, man, if y'all getting an opportunity to mitigate all those units, I was the first person on site. I was supposed to have privy to all of that.
Right.
So after that, his boss came in town, and it was the GM. And then the GM was talking, and I asked him about the insurance stuff, and he tried to give me this old bullshit ass answer. And I told the GM of the regional of all the Roto-Rooter, I said, man, look here, bro. It was a white boy. I said, man, look, put your boots on and strap up and come get in the truck with me, and so I can show you how this shit really done. You know what I'm saying? And so from then on, I just started doing side work. Boy, I was busting their head, like, for real. I'm like, shawty, you played me the wrong way, so I'm finna show you what really gonna go on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you was trying to be what's the name at first, and then
I was being loyal to the situation.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? But boy, you showed me your hand that you didn't feed me fairly. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna get me, home. That's just what it is. And boy, I started running my check up. Boy, I did probably $500,000 on the side. Like I was doing 6 figures for them. I paid one of my subs. Like I had Roto-Rooter subs working for me on the side. Like it was one of the white boys that did a lot of sub work for Roto-Rooter. I paid him like $200,000. Then I had another black dude that I met in the street. I paid him $250,000 in 1 year.
Damn. And
I was just capping off them because I sell the job. I let them go do it, and I just put my cap on top. And then just made my money.
And man, I knew when I seen that nigga pulled up with them 4Gs.
Boy.
I pulled up with them 4Gs.
I was running that bag on. I wasn't playing with them tackle, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Like look here. You know, I ain't your what they call it. I ain't your slave. I just said like I ain't your slave. I play your system just to get where I need to get. Right. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna do me. And so then it was like. I sold a job for like $8,500 on the side for myself, And then I had like several bank accounts. And I ride with this little chick, and I started just calculating all my money and my bank accounts. And I was just like, damn. Because I used to hustle, and I was like, man, I ain't going to count my money. I got work coming in. I'm just going to keep stacking. I wasn't spending no money. And I was like, damn, when I seen all my money, I went in the next day, and I told them I said, boy, I quit. And from then on, boy, I ain't never looked back. That shit just been going like this.
Yeah, and he was one of the ones, Jay. He was one of the ones, Jay, man, when I started seeing him with The Godfather, that's the name of, and he was like, man, I rock all these other brands. He was like, man, he wouldn't do just the regular, like the T-shirt joints. Man, he had a Scully, the hoodie, like all different colors when he go out. He like, man, rock, man, you got this, your company, man, you rock it like it's your brand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, that's dope, man. You know what I'm saying? But before we get out of it, man, because Chino, man, we talk all day, man. One thing I seen like a while back, man, the way you be speaking, man, they were trying to take your Facebook account or they deleted you or something? What?
Yeah, my Instagram, like they threatened me several times. I just shut it down for other reasons, just personal reasons, trying to get my life in order with my family.
So you want no distractions and all that.
Yeah, no distractions.
Man, because I see he had the people in the uproar. I want you to speak on this too. Man, he called Adam a simp.
Yeah.
Man, talk about that Chino, man. He had them going, hey, man.
Like I said, man, I'm a truth teller. And I was just reading the word of God. And in the Genesis, when the devil approached Adam and Eve, he talked to Eve first. He didn't talk to Adam. He talked to Eve. And he had suggested to her to eat the fruit. And when he suggested to her to eat the fruit, Adam ate it after her. You know what I'm saying? And then when God came to question them, first thing Adam did was say, it was the woman you gave me. The scripture specifically said that it was the woman that did it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, that nigga a simp. He had instructions. If I give you instructions, I'm the man. I'm giving you instructions as the man. It don't matter what the woman say. Right. She ain't got no say-so in nothing. Her job is to submit to what God has told her, told him to do. That's what it's supposed to be. But he didn't do what God told him to do. He did what she suggested from another nigga. You know what I'm saying? You got this other nigga in your ear. You standing there. He slick talking, sweet talking his old lady. I just put it in this day and time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I bring my old lady somewhere. I already know what the agenda is, what I'm supposed to be doing. I already got instructions from God what I'm supposed to be doing. We step up in the building, and now you sitting here sweet talking all in my old lady ear. Now she come back and trying to tell me to do something against what I already told her what the plan is. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you don't do that. No, you get your neck tore off about some shit like that. Nah, man. Right. You stick to the strip. And so Adam is a simp. That's what simps do. You're like, okay, baby, whatever you say. Happy wife, happy life. No, happy man, God's plan.
Right. Man, I ain't never heard that one, man, because a lot of women these days, they don't want to submit, dog.
Man, let me tell you.
They trying to be more the dude than we is.
Yeah. But see, that they are demonically possessed. Any women don't want to abide by the divine order. That's a satanic spirit that's dwelling in them. It's a spirit of rebellion. It's a spirit that comes from Lilith. That was Adam's first wife, and it transcends into Jezebel. That's a Jezebel spirit. It's a spirit of power, a spirit I want to be in control. If you read the scriptures, like every woman, a woman, normal, innate character is she want to know everything. She is a gossiper. She in everybody's business. She want to know everything. You come home, where you been? What you been doing all day? all these questions. Mm-hmm. When Satan came to her, he told her, like women these days, every woman you meet, first thing she be like, what's your horoscope? What's your sign?
Yeah, buddy.
You see what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Man, super fact.
Yeah, all that's is demonic. That's a spirit of Satan. That's witchcraft. That's what they operating under. You know what I'm saying? So Satan told her, said, if you eat this from this tree, Your eyes will be open. You will know everything. You will be as gods. You will know good and evil. You will know things to come. So that's what a woman want to know. She want to know everything. She knows it. This is her natural born nature. You know what I'm saying? And so Eve gave into that, and all these women this day doing this. So this feminist movement that's going on, man, all them women devils. But Satan worked through the woman. He can't work through the man because the man is born to have communication with God. When you read the scripture, God never intended to have communication with woman. He never spoke to woman till she disobeyed. That's the first time he spoke to her is when she disobeyed the orders that Adam had gave her. You know what I'm saying? So it comes from the man, and what people have to realize, women think they have power. You don't have no power. A woman can't even control her ovulation of her body. She can get pregnant by one guy, and she can't do nothing else. A man, boy, he can screw her. He can have 100 women pregnant at the same time. Who has the power to continue to populate? God said, I give seed to the soil. A man has seed. I can go wherever I want to go to sow. So the woman, she's supposed to be submissive to the man. That's what she's supposed to do. These women, no, because the government and everybody else is instilling all this stuff into their mind. Because it's like, if I can get this woman to act the way I need her to act, I know the man, he gonna fall in line because he's soft for her. He's weak for her. Because men are weak for the pussy. Now what men do? If men learn to tell these women, put your clothes on, or just stare at them when they walk around, they half naked, and you just stare at them, make them feel uncomfortable. And they say something like, man, you naked, you put your clothes on. So, I mean, you present to me what I want, so I'm going to look at you. Yeah. That's what I'm supposed to do, is look at you. You know, make them feel uncomfortable. Tell these women, no, I ain't buying you nothing, no. You don't deserve anything. You know what I'm saying? You're not my wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm not spending no money on you. You need to spend some money on me. You're supposed to be helping me. I got the plan. You know what I'm saying? Men have to stand up and be men. Man,
women heard you say that, boy, be counseling you, Chino.
Yeah. And that's what it need to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, any woman in my life, man, boy, they going to bow down. That's just what it is, shawty. You going to do what I tell you what to do, when I say do, and how I say do it. That's just what it is, because I'm going to be held accountable. God expect for the man to carry it out. The world was built off of man first. He made woman for man, not man for woman. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so we live in a world of feminists. Women thinking they got power. If you look at the entertainment industry, you see right now all the women are winning right now. And all they doing is speaking derogatory things about men. You know, and they perpetuating a lustful lifestyle. These things right now are just real prevalent in the black community. Envy, covetousness, lust, vanity, selfish. The selfish. Yeah. But when I was dating, boy, I pick up a chick in one of my whips. Boy, the first thing they get in the car is, boy, they want to turn the mirror down. They got the light on, and they taking pictures of themselves. They want to post. You go to the restaurant, they taking pictures of their food and all this stuff, putting on. You know what I'm saying? All that is vanity. That don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then they got the handout. But the word of God said, man, the righteous would never be forsaken, nor his seed begging for bread. Why you got your hand out? You ain't my wife. I don't owe you nothing. You know what I'm saying? But we going to enjoy ourselves. But my wife, but we go somewhere, she be like, I got it, baby. And then we go somewhere, I be like, I got it, baby. She putting in too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's a collective effort. I agree. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no necessarily 50-50, but it's a collective effort. Right. You know what I'm saying? We in this thing together. Right. You know, it's a team effort. This is what we do. You know the plan that God has given us? If you read Proverbs 31, man, it'll tell you everything a woman's supposed to be doing. So what we in right now, people do not allow the word of God to have primary focus on their lives. They have taken the word of God out of the world. They took it away from the schools. They don't play it in the baseball games, No sports activities no more. You don't even pray before the games. It's just like, man, you say Jesus around anybody, boy, folks get uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Boy, they get uncomfortable real quick. You know, so it's just like the world don't want to be told what to do. Everybody want to be free to live their best life, to live their truth. And I'm like, you don't have no truth. The truth is the word of God. I'm fixing myself to align up with them instructions so I can have a perfect life. Because I know when I lean on my own understanding, boy, I'm messing up. But when I go strictly by them script, because my saying is like this: if you follow the instructions, it reduces and minimizes your chances of failure. That's a script already written for you. Just learn what that script is, man, and just do it. That just work. It worked for me.
Chino, hey man, we're gonna have to get Chino here part 2, man, because we can talk about this all day. But I asked Chino the other day, I said, hey, man, what cereals you eat, man? I need to say everything out there so stepped on. And I said, well, what did you eat as a kid? He like, Rice Krispies. So I'm like, I'm like, they got some new joints, Frosted Rice. I said, man, I ain't getting regular Rice Krispies. That nigga ain't finna eat it. You know what I'm saying? I said, nigga ain't finna eat it. So he choose this though. But man, tell the people, man, how to hit you on Facebook, man, so they can finish, man, what you giving much game about everything. And I see Jay over there in it like, damn, I ain't know he's bringing a nigga like this. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, man, tell them where they can find you on Facebook and, man, your businesses and all that.
Oh, man, I really don't even know what the Facebook is, honestly. let me see what that thing is. I think it's Pacino Malcolm.
It's Pacino Malcolm.
Yeah, let me see for sure, though.
Yeah.
My phone froze.
Yeah, chill over here, man. We in here, man, giving that.
I ain't technologist. Yo, it's Pacino Malcolm. Pacino is spelled Pacino. Last name Malcolm, Malcolm. The name of my business is Godfather Plumbing and Drain Services. I also have another company called Godfather Underground Construction and Plumbing, Georgia Water and Sewer. You know, so I be posting things on Facebook, things that I believe that is applicable for, you know, educating you and edifying you to become a better person. You know what I'm saying? Some of the things that I post, I'm still working on it too, you know, but I post what I know that is the truth of God that's going to help us become better. Because at the end of the day, man, I just want everybody to become better. I want us to grow and prosper, man. Every day is supposed to be a better day than the day before. You're supposed to learn something new and try to apply those things. And then even when you stumble and you know what you're supposed to be doing, even when you stumble, man, just repent and get back on it, man. That's it, you know. We all struggling with our flesh. It ain't easy out here, and I understand that, but I just want everybody to have a mind to receive the truth and stop arguing with the truth. When somebody tell you the truth, then, man, just be like, yo, man, shit, boy, I just ain't there yet. I'm working on a bit, dog. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate that information. That's all I believe, man. Just stand on the truth, man.
Man, and that's dope, man. We're going to leave you, man, even though, man, he got a man of many things, and like you say, he always win. But one of the tracks, man, that he did, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm still, man, going to have to drop a video for this because everybody be rocking with this song. But the beat is so amazing. He produced it. And one thing about producing, that's when I first met a good producer because I'm like, usually niggas used to just give me the beat. But he used to come in the studio like, Rock, I don't got the words, but just say, and I'll put the words where it is. But yeah, man, I'll play one of them beats.
Yeah,
Did he do it?
cool.
Yeah.
The money chasing me, let's go. About my bitch, about my cash, about my team, let's go.
Yeah, we out, man. Serial Killaz, man. Got Chino in the middle, man. We might have him back for part 2, man, because we got to keep talking some more. And we out.
Yeah.
Y'all already know the vibe. Jay Mazur, Prince of Freestyle, R&B sensation, man. Shouts out to Pacino for coming through, blessing us with a word of wisdom and everything and all the dope stories, man. We definitely got to have a part 2. Hollywood, man. Y'all already know the vibe. Serial Killaz Podcast. We out.
We out.
Yeah.